Hi, this is Nora and this is Q&A of the week. So I have 4 questions for you today, and one of them is, what should I do if I don't have a private place to take a Zoom call for an interview? Well, first of all, try not to go into your car and take the interview. I see a lot of people that do that, and it's not really reliable. Something can always happen around you and you really don't have control over it. And then think about it, when you have a video call with a recruiter, you don't want them to see a seatbelt and you crammed into a car. So the best thing to do is to get a library card and go and book a conference room in any public library. They have lots of those and they're nice and quiet, and you're able to take the call there. Next question, can employers do a background check without me knowing? And how about for my references? Well, that's a good question. I know a lot of you worry about that. From my knowledge, you probably can't do a background check without an approval from the person you're doing a background check from. This can also vary between states, so you have to check that out based on your state and where you're located. But with the references specifically, they can't call someone from your resume or your employer from your resume without you giving approval of that person. So you have to hand in a reference sheet for them to call the person on your resume. So your references is your choice. They cannot look at your resume and then call your company and try to find out things about you. That's not legal to do, so you never have to worry about that. Third question, if they ask about my salary requirement, what should I say? Well, you should always be prepared when you go to an interview. So when you go to an interview, you have to kind of go into a salary estimator before that, plug in your location, your title, and how many years of experience you have, and it will give you an estimated salary range. You never say, yeah, I want 100,000 a year. You always give a range, like 100,000 to 120,000 a year. And this way you can negotiate with them and make sure that the lower end is something that you're very comfortable with and it's like your minimum. Fourth question, should I bring a copy of my resume to an interview? The answer is you could if it's an in-person interview, because sometimes something goes wrong with the tech, they don't have the resume, they can't see your work history and they ask you to explain it. But if you have a copy, then it's good to have it handy in-person interviews. When you have an online interview or like a Zoom call, you don't have to provide the resume in any other way than digitally. They will be able to pull it up and know everything on the call there. So yeah, like print it out just in case if you're having an in-person interview, why not? But otherwise you don't have to worry about it, because in today's age, everything is digital. You look things up on your iPad, your laptop, and you never need to kind of print anything nowadays. Hope that helps. I'll see you guys next week for more Q&A.